Stop bragging about how little you sleep. It's not impressive, it's a liability. There's a new flex for founders, and it's not how busy you are, or how many hours you worked, or how much you sacrificed. The new flex is how healthy you are, how grounded you are, how clear your mind is. I'm Mark Macleod. Since 1999, I've sat at the right hand of tech CEOs, and I can tell you the founders who are building the biggest outcomes are not the ones who are grinding 80-hour weeks. They're the ones who sleep 8 hours a day, train 4 days a week, meditate every morning. The founders who recognize they are building for the long term. Prioritize sustainability. These founders recognize that the biggest companies are founder-led. To keep growing faster than their company year after year, they need to prioritize health. If this resonates, hit subscribe. I share videos weekly on scaling without limits. And be sure to check out our Founder Sleep Optimization Checklist. See the link below. Let's compare founder flexes. The old flex looked like this. You catch up with someone you haven't seen in a while. You ask how they are. They tell you they're busy. You respond nodding your head, telling them how busy you are. It's hustle porn. We feel like we don't matter unless we're busy. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. We compete over who is suffering more. We believe that sacrifice is the price of success. That was the old playbook, and it's killing founders. Here's the new flex. I got 8 hours of sleep last night. I hit the gym this morning before my board meeting. I meditate every day. I take Sundays completely off. This sounds soft to some people, weak even. But here's what is actually happening. These founders are building competitive advantage that others don't copy. Because while everyone else is burning out at Series B or earlier, these founders are just getting started. Let me break this down. Sleep is the new hustle. Your brain makes thousands of decisions every day. Big ones, small ones, strategic ones, tactical ones. Every single decision requires a fresh, clear mind. You can't access that on 5 hours of sleep. The research is clear. Sleep deprivation has the same cognitive impact as being drunk. You wouldn't make major decisions drunk, so why do you make them exhausted? Elite founders treat sleep like their most important meeting of the day. Non-negotiable. 8 hours every night, they track sleep score, they notice the habits and actions that make their sleep better. That's the flex. Physical fitness is the new productivity hack. Most founders skip the gym to create more time for work. They think they're being productive. But here's what actually happens. Your energy drops. Your focus deteriorates, your stress compounds, and you spend the rest of the day operating at 50% capacity. 30 minutes of exercise doesn't cost you time, it buys you clarity. It gives you energy, it sharpens your decision-making for the entire day. The best CEOs I work with train like athletes, not because they're vain, but because their bodies are the vessels for their minds. You can't separate physical health from mental performance. They're the same thing. That's the new flex. When I was running an investment bank, I went to CrossFit class 4 times a week. This gave me energy, clarity, and confidence. It set me up to crush my days. I could have easily skipped it. At our peak, we were doing 6 deals at a time, but I made fitness a priority because I knew it made me a better banker, and more importantly, a better human. Mindfulness is the new competitive advantage. The old model was constant motion. Stay busy, stay productive, never stop moving, never stop thinking. But movement isn't progress, activity isn't impact. The founders winning right now are the ones who can get still, who can access clarity in the middle of chaos, who can make decisions from intuition, not fear. Meditation isn't only spiritual, it's strategic. 10 minutes of stillness in the morning gives you perspective for the entire day. It clears the noise, connects you to your intuition, and it helps you see what actually matters. Brian Chesky from Airbnb meditates every day. So does Mark Benioff from Salesforce. These aren't hippies. They're some of the most successful CEOs in tech. They understand a calm mind cuts through complexity faster than a busy mind ever will. That's the flex. Gratitude is the new ambition. This one surprises people. We think ambition means always wanting more, never being satisfied, constantly chasing the next milestone. But that creates a problem. You never actually enjoy building your company. You're always focused on what's missing instead of what's working. Gratitude doesn't make you soft, it makes you sustainable. When you practice gratitude, you build resilience. You stay grounded during the hard times, maintain perspective during the chaos. You remember why you started this journey in the first place. The founders who go all the way, they're not running from something, they're building towards something, and they're grateful for the journey. That's the flex. Here's why all of this matters. The old flex was about signaling. It was a theatrical performance. It was proving to everyone else how hard you were working. The new flex is about real performance, the kind that compounds over years and decades. Because here's the truth. Building a legendary company takes time. 10 years, 15 years, sometimes 20. You can't sustain that pace on hustle alone. You'll burn out before you get there. But you can sustain it on health, on groundedness, on practices that give you energy instead of depleting it. The old model worked for a season. The new model works for a lifetime. And the market is starting to notice. Investors used to celebrate founders who worked around the clock. Now they're asking different questions. How do you manage stress? What's your morning routine? How do you stay grounded? Felicis Ventures, one of the most successful Silicon Valley VC firms, invests a portion of their management fees to support founder health. Why? Because they've seen what happens when founders burn out. The company stalls, the opportunity evaporates. They're looking for founders who can go the distance, and the distance requires different practices. Teams are noticing too. The best talent doesn't want to work for a depleted leader anymore. They want to work for someone who models balance, who shows them it's possible to build something great without destroying yourself. Your health isn't selfish, it's leadership. When you prioritize sleep, you give your team permission to do the same. When you exercise, you set the tone for the culture. When you practice mindfulness, you create space for better decisions by every team member of your company. Your energy ripples through everything. So here's my challenge to you. Stop flexing about how busy you are. Stop competing over who's suffering more. Stop treating your health like it's optional. Start flexing about your practices, your sleep, your fitness, your mindfulness, your gratitude. These aren't luxuries. They're the foundation for everything you're trying to build. The old flex got you to Series A. The new flex gets you to the IPO. The old flex burns you out. The new flex makes you limitless. Which one are you choosing? If you want to build a company that scales without burning out, apply to join our limitless.ceo community. We help founders develop the practices that make greatness sustainable. Check out the link below.